Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We're back here at Jacobs Mitsubishi in Port Richey, Florida, and guess what? I have that one fuel-sipping, range-extending crossover SUV from this Japanese brand. Is this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander. This is their plug-in hybrid. Plus, it is an SEL trim. Plus, I'm not done yet, this is a blackout edition. But before we dive into this long-lasting name that's been around for a while, let's talk about what's going on here. So it used to be all about the Mitsubishi Montero. Those were the days in the 1990s. I love those Mitsubishi Monteros. Now it's all about the Outlander. Yeah, they do have the Eclipse Sport, but really where they put all their eggs into their basket is with this Outlander. And now they're expanding that lineup with a plug-in electric hybrid. So think about it. You get the best of both worlds. You get the plug-in portion, which is going to allow you to drive on just pure EV, but you don't have to plug it in if you don't want to. You're automatically going to get great MPGs just driving it around. But what I want to find out is if you're looking for something that's unique, you don't see a lot of Outlanders, especially plug-in hybrids driving around. If you want something unique, but you also want that range extending capability, is this the way to go? Let's go ahead. Let's dive into our bright red Outlander plug-in and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, what's great about it, if you're thinking about getting an Outlander, is that even though this is a plug-in hybrid, it has all the same unique style of the just regular internal combustion engine Outlander. At the front of the business, you're going to notice how we have our split lighting set up. I like the way they kind of black out the interior of the lighting design up top with your LED turn signals. Working your way down, you do have your triple stacked LED headlights and LED fog lamps. Plus, because this is a blackout edition, think about it. All of the trim is blacked out. Now, as we come across the front nose, same story. You got the Outlander name spelled out on the front of the hood. This top portion is part of the front fascia. Not meant to be a grill and not meant to look like a grill. Everything's been blacked out except for that iconic Mitsubishi badge. So many great cars over the years. The 3000 GT VR4, the Lancer Evolution, even the Eclipse, for Pete's sakes. I wish there was a way to bring them all back. Get me a DeLorean right away. I'm gonna hit 88 miles an hour and I'm gonna go back in time and bring them back for us. Now, as we work our way down, you do have your functionality in the center, flat black with a forward-facing camera. You'll notice how on the plate that hides all of our sensing technology, they actually mimicked the design of the grille onto that plate. It's the thought that counts. And then working your way down, we have a gloss black perimeter with a large open mouth lower area to bring all that cool air. But when you look at Outlanders, because this is a plug-in, this one also has the most horsepower. But we'll get to that when we pop the hood. Now, as we rise up, yes, I'm not the biggest fan of the stuck-on letters, but it actually works pretty well on this blackout edition. You got that clean indentation in the center. And then I like the way there's a nice smooth curve to the rest of the hood. Gives you a good visual reference point when you're driving down the road. Now, when we come around the bend, guess what? Blackout Package Edition is not just about badges, it's about wheels. Really, really nicely designed gloss black wheel. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the size of this wheel? 20-inch wheel. Tires are gonna be 255 on the width, 45 series sidewall. My big zonk, you know where I'm going, right? Where am I going with the zonk? Why do we have flat black around the fender opening? This is a top SEL trim. It's a plug-in as well. I want that painted the red because look how beautiful. This would actually challenge. This would put down a pretty good throwdown with Soul Red from Mazda. So let me know what you think about the flat black. I guess the good news is it's not too high. Coming down the rest of the vehicle, you do have gloss black on your mirror caps, 360-degree cameras, one of the largest plug-in hybrid EV badges I've ever seen in my life. You could actually take this off and wear it around your necklace, around your neck, let people know what you're rolling in. I'm glad it's not two-tone. I think that would be too much black. But what they do is they black out the A-pillar, nice close to the roofline roof rails. And then another thing that I like what they do with this Outlander, I like the dark chrome trim. No shiny chrome anywhere. You'll notice even two-tone on the door handles. Nice attention to detail. Working our way down to ground level, you got a little bit more of the flat black. I'm not bothered by this as much as I am around the fender openings, but it would be nice if it was all red. Coming down the rest of the vehicle, good size on the quarter glass. I like the way they do that floating roof design, especially with the flat roof, how they bring the trim into the rear hatch area. And then you come around the back, very nicely done on our taillights. The one zonk we have is in this model, we have old-fashioned light bulbs. That's a zonk on an SEL trim, especially a plug-in. And then, of course, to finish it off, you got a nice long roof spoiler. Would have been perfect to take this wiper and just clean it up, especially the way you want to show this badge off. Super all-wheel control, that's that all-wheel drive. And then, as we work our way down the ground level, more of that red with the black. And to let all your friends and your neighbors know that this is a special Outlander, not only do you have the PHEV badge, but you got the SEL Black Edition badge. Another nice touch with this vehicle. But why don't we go ahead? It's got a different powertrain than a lot of the other Outlanders that we've shown you here on the Raity's Rides channel. Let's pop the hood and talk about it. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. You do have a prop rod. I am gonna zonk that. That really should not be there. Underneath the hood, it's interesting. They actually put a cover that says plug-in hybrid EV covering their electric motor. A lot of other brands don't do that. And then, of course, we have our internal combustion engine. But what do we have? It's a 2.4 liter inline four paired with the electric motors. It's going to give you 248 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque. That's more torque than a lot of the competition. It uses a 16.8 kilowatt lithium-ion battery pack. It has a direct drive transmission, 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds. You put this up against a regular internal combustion engine Outlander, that's basically about 2 seconds faster, 0 to 60. But here's where we get to the good part. MPGs, when you look at combined MPGEs, you're looking at 64 of them. If you're looking at just MPGs, 25 in the city, 27 on the highway. But the best part about this vehicle is that you can get 38 miles pure EV. So think about it. If you live 15 miles away from work, you charge it at night. It doesn't take a long time because it's a small battery pack. You drive to work on pure EV. You don't even use a drop of gas going to work and coming home. And then let's just say, oh, well, Joe, it's Friday. I usually go with my boys and we get our pizza and our beers. Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about the extra distance because you got the internal combustion engine. So it's really the perfect bridge gap between ICE and full EV, going with a plug-in electric hybrid. Well, why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up, turn it on, and see it roll. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid SEL Black Edition. How much is it? I'm sure that's what you're saying. MSRP for the way that this one is optioned is right at $51,000. But let's see what you get when you go plug-in in a Mitsubishi to the door panels. I love the material. Look what they did. Soft touch up top, that contrast stitching, and then you have that diamond pleated stitching. Gives it a nice little upscale feel. Soft touch on the armrest. I gotta zonk the carbon fiber. That has no place in this vehicle. We have 2 memory seat settings, and I like the way that the buttons are nice and high right by the door handle. Door pocket is a decent size. You could get 3 chili dogs from Checkers and a strawberry shake to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more of that soft touch material, more of that great stitching. Slide on in, you got your 8-inch infotainment system. It does have, of course, your Navi, your wireless Apple CarPlay, your wireless Android Auto. We could go into reverse. backup camera. It's pretty clear, but it's just a little on the smaller side. And we got our 360. If you're hearing the little meep, 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 that's obviously the sensing technology. Let me know that if I go forward, I'm gonna crash right into Jacob's Mitsubishi. So, but we do have trajectory lines, and then I'm right back where we started. Look how nice that is. Of course, you go to your menu, you got all the familiar apps and icons, and if they look really familiar to you, like if you own a Nissan, this is the same multimedia software that you would find in a Nissan. But what's nice is you can get the fuel prices, which you don't even have to worry about too much in this plug-in electric hybrid if you use it for its intended purpose. Power on button, because this is a PHEV. You do have your dual climate control. Easy to get to switch gear. Heated seats, but no ventilated seats. For 50 G's, that's a zonk. I want my 3 stages of ventilated seats, please, and thank you. Heated steering wheel, USB-C, USB-A, wireless charging with your little rubber mat. You can take that out and clean all your crumbs and boogers and whatever else you're picking and putting in there. Ugh, toe jam. You got your 12 volt. And then we get to our shifter. That's the direct drive transmission. It's got regen braking. This is where you go pure EV. There is a bit of, now why do they do this? They put this cool graphic here, but they don't do it over here. Why do they have to do that? And why didn't they put this on the door panel around the switchgear? That's what I'm talking about. Then you have your different modes, which I'll show you that when you come to the business side of things, how the modes come into play. Even hill descent control, 2 cup holders, your Mitsubishi key fob. Soft touch, open it up. You got a little paper. Ooh, this is a little love note somebody wrote me. I love Raiti's rides so much. Watching every day fills my life with so much joy, and I just never want Raiti's rides to stop filming vehicles ever. Signed, yours truly. Interesting. Well, whoever's out there writing me these love letters, first of all, Lori's gonna get a little upset. Second of all, we're not stopping filming, so don't you worry. But you got your little love letters you can put in there. If you're lucky enough to have somebody love you, remember the key. If you're gonna love somebody else, first you gotta love yourself. It's a tip from me to you. Seats. The material is so fantastic. The stitching, more of that diamond pleating. You have full electric assist with massage for the passenger and the driver. Remember, we're talking about features that Mitsubishi's bringing to elevate the whole feel. Another thing I'm loving, just like I love a nice peanut butter and jelly sandwich, black headliner. No beige, gray, tan, wool, power sunshade with a sunroof, panoramic sunroof. But why don't you do what your mama said? Listen to Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. Come on over. I want to show you behind the wheel of this Outlander. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings on the driver's side. Down below, I love the aluminum sill plate with the Outlander name. You even have the all-weather protection with the Outlander name there. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower. Easy to get to seat controls, especially the massage seats. Your RAV4 doesn't do that. And then remember, space. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom. Love the leather on the steering wheel, especially the way they do the perforated leather. You do have flat black on all the switchgear, paddles to make those different adjustments. And then you do have a manual tilting and telescoping wheel, and we have that 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Love the graphics, love all of the information that you can bestow upon your eyeballs, plus you got your different modes. Cool graphics, makes you feel like you're playing a video game. I just wish it was Super Mario Brothers. I don't like this video game. I want Super Mario Brothers or Pac-Man. Show me Pac-Man right about now. But it's really cool how you have all the easy to understand information right at the tip of your finger. The other thing that's surprising, no head-up display, no HUD. I like a good HUD every now and then, and this one doesn't have it. But let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. I would get to the back seat, but I don't think I'm going to, because right now I'm enjoying this massage. But once I'm done, I'll take you into the back seat. Wait around a minute or two. All right, guys, mid-road time. Yes, you heard correctly. in this Mitsubishi Outlander, even though it is a plug-in hybrid, which remember, you got to put the lithium-ion battery pack somewhere. It's actually right behind the seat underneath the floor. Mitsubishi still gives you 3 rows. You don't get 3 rows in a RAV4. The only way to get 3 rows in a RAV4 plug-in is to go get some folding chairs or a couple beanbag chairs and throw them into the cargo area. Then you'll have another row. This, you get the real deal, Holyfield, legit setup. Too legit to quit. Love the way they brought the stitching into the mid-row. Backs of the seats, look at all these pockets. It's like cargo pants for your seat. You could put maybe some chocolate chip cookies, maybe some Twizzlers up here, and then down below, this is where you could put a whole package, actually 2 packages of Chips Ahoy cookies. My only thing with Chips Ahoy cookies, and this is just something that I've lived my life this way, is that if I'm ever gonna have Chips Ahoy cookies, I gotta have milk. Because they're so just really tough when you bite into them and they fall apart. They're really dry, they fall apart. It's nice to kind of dunk them in some milk. So just make sure you have some milk with you. Now on the center here, you do have your AC vents, 3 stages of heated seats. Nice digital readout there, that's kind of nice. And then you have a USB-C, USB-A, and all the way down the bottom, home power source. That's a nice touch. Sitting here, seats are comfy. You actually have those manual sunshades, so you don't have to put, get spray paint the inside of your window, so that if you have your baby in the baby seat back here, this mid-row does slide. It does recline, but you got to do it this way. You got to reach over your shoulder. There's no handle down here, which I wish they would have done that. But the best part is, watch this. You actually have a little captain's chair set up in here where you could have your 2 cup holders. Nice to do, nice to have. But let's get into that cargo area, because I'm going to show you the 3rd row. I'm not sitting in it. Heck no, you sit in it, but I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to show you the cargo. All right, guys, cargo area time. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the button. Nice electric assist. Now remember, because this is a plug-in hybrid, they had to reconfigure things a little bit because of that lithium-ion battery pack. In the cargo space, though, you're still getting some great room. And what you're basically looking at is, with that small 3rd row down, you're looking at right around 60 cubic feet of space. Now, the good news is there's a lot of flexibility here. Let me show you some of the touches. First of all, we have a home power source. Very nice touch. And like I explained earlier on the interior, this is a 3-row crossover SUV. Kind of crazy. But before we get to that, you do get the full story. It's a coloring book. You got your color marker to do the story of Mitsubishi Motors. Very interesting story. Plus, you also have your little goodie bag here. And what's in the goodie bag is your full charging cords and everything. Because remember, you could charge this and get 38 miles on a single charge. Now, the other fun part is, I'm just gonna put that right there. Let me show you how we get the 3rd row. You're gonna lift it up like that, and then you're going to pull back like that. And there's your 3rd row with the headrest built in. Let me get this all out of the way so Lori could show it off for you, but not a place that I'm getting back there. I sit on some other 3rd rows that are really tight. This, I literally would have to break both of my legs at the kneecap. Lori would have to fold me like a ham sandwich and then squeeze me back there. And I'm just not ready for that today. And then of course, to put it back down, these are your headrests that you could adjust to bring these up. And then to put it back down, you're just gonna lift up, and then you're going to, of course, bring it back by pulling and then going like that. There you go. But like I said, the reason why they had to do it this way is because of that lithium-ion battery pack. I almost forgot our little goodie bag. Little goodie bag, all our charging supplies go right in there. And then of course we got handles. You want to put down that mid-row, you got the handle. Look how nice that folds down. So you got room to fold down the mid-row as well. But why don't we go ahead, this thing sips fuel through a very, very tiny straw. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go hypermile this Outlander. All right, guys, we are behind the wheel of this 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid. And right away, it's a very comfortable environment. The seats are great, especially with the massage. And I like the way it's just an easy access button. You just hit it, and I have the massage on right now. Large 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. The paddles allow you to adjust the amount of regen braking that you have. And visibility in this vehicle is really, really fantastic. But leaving Jacobs Mitsubishi, love the way you have the nice high hood with that direct drive transmission. And you get to set how much regen braking that you want, which I think is so smart in these plug-in hybrids. Nice to have that extra touch. It's interesting because when you get on the throttle, you actually get a little whine that you could hear the electric motor, which is kind of cool. But very, very smooth, very comfortable. You got all the safety features that you could think of. And what's fascinating is because this is a plug-in hybrid, you actually have a lower center of gravity, so that's going to help with handling and everything. I wish it had a 12.3-inch infotainment system screen. That is a zonk, but you do have the large 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, which is extra nice. All-wheel drive, so you don't have to worry about if there's water in the road, sand, and you got all those different modes, including pure EV, which is great. Or you could do power, which combines everything. So why don't we do that? We have it in power mode. I'm gonna go on throttle. On throttle, look at that. Impressive. So with that electric motor giving you the instant torque, it's unbelievable what that feels like when it comes down to that sensation from a dead stop. And that's why this is the fastest Outlander to date by a miracle mile. Regen braking is not too aggressive. Even on one of the higher settings, basically it goes from 0 to 5. I had it on 5 and it actually wasn't bad. But the driving of this, like I said, having that lower center of gravity, you're not getting a ton of body roll, which is nice. And it feels really, really planted. And a lot of that has to do with the whole, this being a plug-in hybrid rather than a regular internal combustion engine version of the Outlander. But very easy to drive. It's a good size. It's like in between a mid-size and a compact. And I really like having that extra space on the interior. Very, very quiet on the interior. They did a good job on the sound deadening material. And as you can see from this ripped up road, suspension is great in this thing. And I'm getting a massage. So that's great as well. But a nice offering from Mitsubishi, and the fact that you're getting 38 miles of pure EV is stupendous. And we're gonna go through the water. It's not deep, but obviously I know people, they're like, oh, this is a plug-in, I can't go in the water. Yes, you can. Especially with the all-wheel drive. You have the all-wheel drive, and this is why you have the all-wheel drive, is to get the power to the ground, even in wet situations like this. Look at that. Nicely done. And then we're gonna go on throttle on power mode. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Look at that. Nice. The charge gauge lets you know when you're charging. Real easy to figure out the instrumentation. And then you do have pure EV mode. And you could save the charge for later, which is awesome. But I hope that this has been a good overall review of what this Outlander plug-in hybrid is bringing to the table. We're gonna get back to Jacobs Mitsubishi and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Jacobs Mitsubishi. Definitely got to thank Kevin and the rest of the crew getting us access to this 2025 Outlander, being a plug-in hybrid version, plus being an SEL Black Edition, that blackout edition, which is really nice. But let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are. Would you go this route over maybe a RAV4 plug-in hybrid or one of the other brands that have plug-in technology? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, then you're being part of the Raised Rides family. Got to give it up to Latte Lori. She is making it happen no matter what the challenges are around us. So thank you, Lori, for brewing the best brew that you can. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.